What's going on? It's PM Vlogs here. So, SONY just announced the ZV-1, which is supposed to be their point-and-shoot style. It's supposed to be their vlogging camera, or video point-and-shoot style of cameras. Now, for one, I think they did pretty good, but I also think it's not the generation to purchase. The things for me that I say they missed, they should have developed a wider angle lens for it. And this is something I've been saying, you know, even on the 6, the 7, you know, the 24-200, yes, it's a classic field of view. And anytime I mention a field of view, I'm talking about the full frame equivalent of it. But I would have liked to have seen, you know, 16 to 150 or something, you know, on the 6 and the 7. Or, you know, in the case of this camera, you know, 16 to 50 or something. Like I said, full frame equivalent. You know, because I think that would give you a much better field of view for, you know, holding the camera, putting the camera on a table, and, you know, doing vlogging type things. You know, I think 24 to 70 for a vlogger is too narrow of a field of view. And if you've watched any other videos of it, you know, this camera I'm shooting on right now is RX100 Mark III, and it has the 24 to 70, and right now I'm shooting at 24. So, I mean, yeah, it does give you a decent field of view, but if you have the camera pointed at your face, you know, even at arm's length, you're only getting your face basically, and maybe a little bit of your torso in the shot. So if you have, you know, say you're trying to do something where you're sitting at the table eating, you know, you're gonna have to have the camera across the other side of the table, which, you know, if you're just trying to get a little B-roll of eating, you know, lunch or something, it's not really ideal to put the camera way far away from you, whereas you can just have it sitting and just looking like your camera's just sitting on the table. You know, the other part I think they screwed up on, and it may be something that they can address through a firmware update, is they put the multi-interface shoe, which, good job Sony, but they should have incorporated some way to use that, I really need to figure out some way to get that thing to quit rattling on the side of the camera. They put the multi-interface shoe, but it doesn't work with microphones being, you know, Sony microphones that use the multi-interface shoe to not need to be plugged into, you know, the microphone input on the camera. Whereas with some of the other cameras, you can plug it in there and have a completely, you know, wireless type of system, where you don't have to have a wire coming from the microphone plugging into the side of the camera. So I think the lens not being that wide and the multi-interface shoe not being 100% capable are definitely misses on Sony's part. Definite misses. A lot of the other features, you know, the flip out screen, I think that was good, especially with them putting the hot shoe on the top, that you can still, you know, use it. You can still have something in that hot shoe like a microphone and still be able to have the screen flipped to the side, see your screen, make sure what you have framed is framed. So, like I said, there's some, they did good in a lot of it. I think they should have addressed being that they know that this camera has not the greatest battery life, I think doing something where you wouldn't have interference with the battery door and the tripod socket would have been, you know, a good move on their part. You know, do something, because like on this camera, I have the issue of, if I want to, you know, I have it on a little dash type mount, And with that, you know, I went to go upload some video yesterday, and I didn't have anything with me to undo the little tripod mount at the bottom, little quick release part. And because of that, you know, I just decided to wait on uploading the videos that I have on here. And you know, it's that would have been something I would have liked to have seen addressed, especially knowing, you know, you're going for vloggers, so you might have this on some kind of, you know, handheld control, even the one that they sell for the camera. And it has a small battery, so if your battery life's not that great, then you're going to need to be switching batteries out during the day if you're vlogging for the entire day, possibly switching out memory cards, or pulling out the memory card at least to put it into a card reader to offload the footage to process. I mean, I know you can do all, you know, that transfer wirelessly, but you know, sometimes it's a lot quicker to do it with an actual card reader. So, well, I think the ZV-1 has potential, but I think, at least for me, if and actually one other thing that I think they should have done is, and I think I did a video on it I think I may have, is gone with a kind of blacked out logoing on it. You know, I have the bright white Sony logo on it. You know, either do no fill or a black fill or a gray fill or something on it. And on the lens, instead of having all the markings on the lens, you know, go with a more subdued color for that. So it's, you know, just so the camera itself just has a little less pop to it. I think little things like that would have, you know, definitely kind of helped it more be the vlogging camera that I think it could have been. You know, for me, the stuff I've done to my Mark III, I think makes it a little bit better as a vlogging camera. You know, it's not, it doesn't, the front of it isn't as flashy and bright. You know, the tally light, I haven't looked at any videos to see if that can be disabled or not on the ZV-1. I think that's a good idea. Only kind of issue I see with it is when you're trying to vlog, you know, if it's lower light, are you going to have this blinking red light or this weird red illumination? You know, especially if you're wearing sunglasses or glasses or anything, you're going to have this weird light. I'm sure it's able to be, you know, enabled or disabled. But, you know, also I will say the little dead cat that they included, I think that was a smart idea. You know, definitely something that if they wouldn't have included, that the aftermarket would have, you know, definitely seen that opportunity and made something for it. Like I said, I think it's a good start. I think they just need to have a version 2, or, you know, whether it's a ZV-1 Mark II or it's a ZV-2. I think that's going to be where improvement will be made, and I think that would be the camera to purchase. So, thanks for watching. Have a good one.